Recent studies show firefighters are more likely to get cancer than others because of the burning synthetic materials that they're exposed to. Now, thanks to a $1 million grant in Florida, thousands of decontamination buckets have been given to local fire departments. News 5's Cody Long is live tonight in Pensacola with more on what local firefighters are now doing differently. Cody?
Yeah, fire departments across the state, including here in Pensacola and Escambia County, are changing their ways. They're hoping to reduce their risk of getting cancer. So now firefighters will be taking what's inside these green 5-gallon buckets and properly washing their gear after each fire they go to. A firefighter's gear and helmet covered in soot used to be like a badge of honor.
The firemen that went to more calls, their helmets and their gear would be dirty, and that was kind of a sign of just a hard-working firefighter out there that got to go to a lot of calls. And as you can see now, most of these guys do a pretty good job of keeping their equipment pretty clean.
Captain Craig Ammons says they keep it all clean to reduce their risk of getting cancer. Escambia County Fire Rescue just got 43 of these decontamination buckets for all 21 stations.
We've got dish soap, a nozzle, a scrub brush that the guys will utilize to clean up, an adapter so they can hook up the hose that's in here to the fire truck itself.
After each fire, they must wash and scrub all the dirt away.
There's well over 20 or 30 known carcinogens that are in the smoke that's produced at these fires. And that's all because of these synthetic materials that are so prevalent in all these homes and structures that we go into.
Earlier this year, Devin Walsh told you about Mobile Fire Chief Mark Seeley's cancer. It was caught early during a free screening at a fire chief summit.
Cancer is prevalent, but it's always somebody else until you get that somebody tells you that you have cancer, and it really is a shock.
He and other fire chiefs want to do everything they can to keep their men and women from getting that same shocking news. And other departments, including here in the city of Pensacola and Midway, got these kits. The county started distributing the buckets today, and they will continue that tomorrow. Live in Pensacola, Cody Long, WKRG News 5.
The death of firefighter Mike Piter was a blow to both the St. Paul and Maple Grove departments he served for years.
Just a wonderful guy, always positive, treated everybody well that he came in contact with.
St. Paul Fire Captain Dennis Hall says, unfortunately, the job Mike loved so much took a deadly toll in an increasingly common way.
In my 27-year career, we have seen an explosion of cancer throughout the fire service in Minnesota and across the nation.
For years, studies have linked several cancers to smoke, fumes, and other carcinogens firefighters face on the job. And Minnesota was among the first states to pass a statute saying an active duty firefighter who's unable to work because of a disabling cancer is presumed to have an occupational disease. But Dennis, secretary for the local 21 firefighters union, says they petitioned the state to go a step further, giving Mike, who was diagnosed with leukemia in January of 2020 and died just months later while still on the job, the designation of being killed in the line of duty.
When it comes to line of duty deaths, when it becomes a death, then it becomes definitive. We have to tie the actual cancer to the firefighting work that we do.
In Mike's case, it meant pulling years of medical and firefighter records, presenting studies linking the number of firefighters' fire hours to leukemia mortality, and providing a statement from his doctor, which read, "Given Mr. Piter's young age and otherwise excellent health, I conclude it is more likely than not that his occupational exposure led to his development of leukemia." Public Safety Commissioner John Harrington cited all of that in a letter to Mike's wife, Julie, explaining the decision before adding, "Having been in law enforcement for nearly 40 years, I understand the dangers facing public safety officers each day, and it appears that in your husband's case, the danger was not solely an immediate one. As such, I believe his death falls within the intended definition of killed in the line of duty."
It was very important for Local 21 to follow through on this process, and not only for Mike's legacy, but for his family also.
The decision now ensures that Mike's wife and kids will receive public safety officer death benefits from the state. But Dennis says it's about much, much more than money.
In the next case or the next case, it'll be an easier route to get this benefit for the families. And to have people understand that this job, you know, is a dangerous job. And it's not just fires. We're faced with cancer. We're faced with carcinogens.
Mike's wife, Julie, sent me a statement on behalf of her and their 2 adult children today. She said, our family's very thankful for Commissioner Harrington's decision. It's our hope that this determination on Mike's occupational cancer sets the precedent for future line of duty deaths. Then something for the greater good will have come out of this heartbreaking situation. Though his case does set a precedent, the family did wait for more than a year for a decision. The union tells me they hope to streamline that process with the legislature in the near future. Jana.
All right. Thank you so much, Kent. So important.